I honestly don't know how to start this video. I have thought about this for the past few days and, going back and forth if I should do a video about this. And I I know that if I do a video about this, there's going to be a lot of people on both sides of opinions, and that's okay. Everybody can have their own opinion. But there comes a point where there are no words to say. And I honestly didn't think I had a right to speak about this, but I think it's important to have a conversation about this. That words hold meaning. That words can really, really do some damage. I mean, what can you say besides that? That, yes, people are allowed to have their opinions and free speech, but it comes a point where it's just like words can really do some damage. And I know that our history books from years now, and if I have children and their children, so my grandchildren, are going to talk about what they're learning about history. And 2020 and 2021 aren't going to be good years in our yearbooks, in our history. I honestly couldn't believe what I was watching on the news this past week. That the Capitol in the United States was attacked. And it's plain and simple. That people's lives were taken. People's lives were destroyed and put in harm's way. And all for what? Honestly, all for what? I don't usually dive into politics. I'm not one of those people that sit over and debate constantly. I have my opinions, I keep them to myself. But it comes to a point where people are dying. Thousands and thousands of people are dying because one man's voice that holds so much power and meaning has no words of empowerment. They are filled with hatred and anger and me, all about me. It is those words that come out of his mouth. And I know I'm going to probably get a lot of hate for that. But the truth is, thousands of people are dying, starving. And for what? For one person to sit all high and mighty and act like he's doing all of this goodness when he's not. People are dying and starving, and then you have the audacity, because he cannot lose. It is not in his ability or power to say, yeah, I lost. Let's move on together. He has the power to bring people together, yes, that have different opinions and different outlooks on things, but to bring those people together and work together in certain situations. And, again, not everybody's going to agree, but instead he's just ripping people apart, dividing a country, dividing a world. And yes, I'm throwing that in the hat, a world where we are just sitting by and watching in horror and shock and dismay of how one man can destroy so many lives. When I was watching the Capitol be stormed and violated, and bombs and death was just all over the news, it was just like this horror show, just unbelievable chaos. And I did not have any words. I couldn't. I was just filled with complete and utter sadness. And I think it's hard for people to just just step back and see how crazy this has actually gotten. That if it was colored people or Muslim people or people from the Pride community that did that, there would be a death toll so great. More people hurt. But yet, white people stormed the Capitol. And yes, there was people there to try to stop it, but there wasn't enough. And the thing that pisses me off is that it was warned, that it was known and warned that this was going to happen, that this violence was coming. And yet, somehow along the way, that I know that it got shown at this person who sits at in this office with all this power. And it came across his desk. I know it came across his desk for a fact. And he did nothing. While this was happening, he enjoyed it. Enjoyed people being murdered and violated, and the Capitol being violated. There was so much history, not all of it good, but history there to remind us of our past, of the United States' past, and it got violated and destroyed. And for what? Just a lot more chaos. And I sit on here and I talk about this. Because I hear so many times that words do not hold meaning. I mean, they do to an extent, but they don't, people have their own minds. They can think for themselves, that they don't, necessarily have to listen to this. That they can make their mind up. But there also comes a point where it's like, yes, words do hold meaning, and a person with so much power that people believe in, that have this thing that they won't steer us wrong, they won't lead us off this path, they won't do wrong, they cannot do wrong. It's like they're not even human. And people listen and follow, and it's like the saying, lead by example. And this person did not have a good example growing up, good examples growing up. And he put forth that. And unfortunately, thousands and thousands of people are dying because we are in the middle of a pandemic and he is doing nothing. And then all of this violence. Why? Yes, people are allowed to have their opinions and free speech. But I remember when protests used to be so peaceful. So peaceful. I remember when I was a kid and there was something on the TV and people were standing up for their rights, and it was done in peace. That people on opposite sides that did not believe in what they were protesting respected their opinion, did not agree with it, but respected that they had their own opinion. And it was peaceful for the most part. Yes, of course, there was always those vigilantes that went out and mucked everything up. And now I'm just filled with sadness to see all this hatred and violence because people can't respect each other's opinions. That some people just take it that much step further, and it just destroys lives. And it just makes you question a lot of things. It makes you think about things in your life. And it's just, you get lost for words, because what words can make it okay? That the chaos just keeps going until what? The foot finally gets put down that this is wrong. That it took this long to say that this is wrong, that this behavior is wrong. That people are finally starting to see that it is wrong. Of course, there are some people that don't, which is fine. You know, again, it's their opinions. But it's like, where does it end? You know, why does everything have to be so damn divided? And be bloody and crazy and not respected. Like, no respect. Like, why? I've never understood that. Of why? Why can't... What changed, you know? That maybe, yes, there were some people that took things way too far, and, you know, people followed that lead. But it's the people that try to do things the right way that just get drowned out. They just... Nobody wants to hear it. You know, you have to do violence to be heard. And I don't get that. I don't understand that. And I don't think I ever will. this week, I mean, there's been a lot of things that have really shooken me to the core, you know? A lot of things I will probably never understand. But I don't understand. Why does violence have to be the answer, to be seen, to be heard? I don't understand that. So much has changed. And I don't think we can ever go back. To that peaceful opinion, both sides, yes, might not like each other, but they try to work together for the greater good. I don't know if our world needs more of that, and I hope that it can be brought to life again. It can be shined on bright, because I know that it's still out there, that here in Canada, you know, we have done some crazy stuff that, you know, I will one day get into. And nobody has this clean slate. Nobody in the world. I mean, no country in the world is blood free on their whatever, their freedom of rights and all that. Nobody's hands are clean, as in countries. But I really hope that the light gets shined on peaceful times where, on whatever whatever topic you want to talk about, I just hope that violence isn't the answer. Anyways, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Just getting some random thoughts out. Remember, guys, never give up. Always keep fighting. Remember, you are enough and you're very much loved. Stay safe out there, guys. I'm sending all my love and air hugs to all of you out there. Just please stay safe and please be respectful. Bye, guys.